All right. Let's see here. What else did we have loaded up? We got through that. We'll go ahead and just make that this. I want to hold on. I want to save to my watch later on that one. Project 2025. Can I open it in a new tab and zoom in? Yes. Abortion. Reverse the FDA's approval of abortion medication. Invoke a 150-year-old defunct law called the Comstock Act to ban the shipment of abortion pills. I've heard of this. What was this? What was this in? Okay. Compel states to report the reason for every abortion performed within their borders. Allow states to ban employers from providing health benefits to cover abortion care. Withdraw from the UN Framework Convention. So it's basically every crazy foreign aid. See support for international organizations that promote LGBTQ+. Remove all references to abortion, reproductive health, and sexual and reproductive rights from U.S. agency. Man, the abortion issue is so stupid. I don't understand why people. First interview just wrapped up. Well, if you want to link it to me, we'll go into that. I don't understand why abortion is the issue that radicalizes people so much. I don't get it. I genuinely, I don't get it, man. Okay, 27 minutes. That's not bad. Hopefully it's not bad. We'll see if he's energetic here. The abortion pill ruling is funny. Yeah, the fact that they tried to like get the abortion pill, whatever it is, banned, and then even the conservative justices were like, wait, you don't even have standing. Like, how were you harmed in this? Were you ever forced to perform a procedure that you didn't want to? No. Were you ever forced to prescribe this when you didn't want to? No. How is this like, where is the injury? Where is the damages? What is the like, it's possible that someone could possibly, you know, have something that could pique our interest in banning this, but not through these means. Yeah, just because you don't like something doesn't give you standing to get rid of it. Yeah. Folks are passionate about, I understand the opposition to it. Yeah, here's my thing. I understand the opposition to it if you like personally have that feeling. But just like veganism, I'm not upset that people are vegan. I'm not upset that people are vegan. If they think that killing animals is a moral wrong, killing animals is morally wrong, that's fine. And for the most part, vegans tend to mind their own business, right? It's hard for people to have empathy with people who don't see a fetus as a human. They think you're killing an image of God. I am upset people are vegan. Okay. Well, you know, that's your thing. But you wouldn't criminalize it, would you? No, don't criminalize the vegans. They'll turn militant, okay? Those people are crazy. But like, yeah, like I'm totally on board with people not liking abortion. I understand, right? I understand the arguments for it. I understand both the emotional and the philosophical and the religious arguments against it. But God damn. It's just something that I've never cared that much about, except for when people are trying to like force other people to live in the way that they want them to live. I am a may Allah forgive me. I am a liberal, capital L liberal. And that means that as long as you're not with me, as long as you're not restricting me from living the way that I want to live in a way that is, you know, we have the social contract with the government, you know, protection or safety versus freedom. You know, we have that balancing act. I'm totally fine with all of that. I don't want to force people to get abortions if they don't want them. I don't want to force people to be gay or to, you know, anything like that if they don't want to be gay, right? You don't have to, there's no state mandated holiday where you must go and do anything if you don't support that thing that the government does. But God damn, do the people that I argue with and the people that I hate the most in this country, and this goes towards lefties too, they want to impose so much lifestyle shit onto other people. I wonder if you polled Republicans lose democracy but fully ban abortion, they would choose ban abortion. Republicans do not care about democracy. Republicans right now do not care about democracy. Yeah, they would rather cede all power that they as voting citizens have to get rid of abortion. It is the single most radicalizing topic in American politics, has been for my entire life, basically, followed shortly by immigration, followed short, very, very close, almost neck and neck with immigration would be probably opinions on the Iraq war. It's just things that I don't understand getting radicalized over. I understand getting radicalized over economic shit because you're poor and you can't afford, shit that would greatly improve the quality of your life, right? Or healthcare because someone or you yourself have been put into massive medical debt, or you just can't get a procedure done because it's too goddamn expensive. That would greatly increase the quality of your life, but you can't get it because you don't have health insurance. I can understand that being a radicalizing thing. Abortion, when it's just something that you can avoid for your entire life, you never have to participate in abortion ever. You never the shit with gay people and trans people. You can go your entire life without having to do anything LGBTQ related. They just exist in society. Immigration, if you live in Iowa, if you live in Nebraska, it's probably just never going to affect you. You'll see 3 Mexicans your entire life. These are things I don't understand getting radicalized over. The Iraq war, maybe a little bit more. Maybe, but that was 20 years ago. It's over. It's done. I think I've lost all of the radicalism in my body. Maybe this is the consequence of being old. I'm 28 years old. I'll turn 29 this year. Maybe I'm just getting old and I've lost the will to be a radical. Except for this radical tattoo I got the other day. Am I right, fellas? But I don't know what the it is. The only thing that I'm willing to be radical about is maintaining a system that is probably the best, with flaws, but the best system that you could ask for in a liberal democracy. That's at least one of the best. And if we're going to move in a direction, it should be towards improving the democratic system, not destroying it. Yeah, I'm going to the camps first. True denier. They would say it actually violates the Constitution, right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. All human rights depend on the right to life, so to them, you've already violated the spirit of the law. I understand the arguments, man. I just don't understand the radicalism that it breeds. I don't know. I'll say this. I've been really, really black-pilled. Even before the Democratic debate on so much shit. Even before the Supreme Court decision, even before any of the extra bad shit that's happened in the past 2 weeks. But my God, where I'm at right now, I don't even know. Because on one hand, there are people that are well, Biden needs to, wield this new power if the Supreme Court says that the president is effectively a king that can't be, he's a king that can't be stopped, right? Can't be questioned. On one hand, I'm yeah, you know what? F it. Wield the power. If they want to play with fire, give them napalm. But unfortunately for me, I have principles. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you have to fight dirty when fully 50% of the country is willing to like drive off a cliff while getting in the ass by a geriatric fat orange man. I know where Democrats would draw the line. I don't know where Republicans will. So you can't say that. Actually, I can, because he was convicted of it, Fishy Pone. Also, how's it going? Fishy Pone, I'm 90% sure you're the person I'm thinking of. If so, please shoot me a message on Discord, because I'm leaving Houston forever in 13 days, and shoot me a message, all right? But relevant meme: communism, fascism, liberalism, unironically based. Unironically based. Marshall on stage with Steel's Team 6 if he wins. Only thing Biden will wield is this. You sending me a picture for ants, Nair? This is what we're doing now? I think that Biden should play the Imperial March, walking out with one of those with SEAL Team 6 when he's announcing that Trump has met with a horrible accident. Stop with the Michelle Obama, they go low, we go high. Well, that's the thing. In a liberal democracy, Gas, that is what you're supposed to do. In a liberal democracy, you're supposed to play by rules. You're supposed to debate ideas and policy. For the past goddamn week, I have been trying to think. I can't argue with a conservative on any policy. I can't argue with them on any fact. I can't argue with them on policy because Trump, as we read a minute ago, likes to keep his policies as vague as humanly possible. I can't argue with them on fact because no amount of facts in the world will break them out of this separate reality that they live in. How do I, as someone that does genuinely care about the things that I talk about, which is why I can't do like much drama content, which is why I can't do the philosophy content that people link me, right? The reason I can't focus long term on any of those things is because I don't care about it. I can't pretend to care about it long enough to even make it into content. But you know what I do care about is the basic principles of our country. I do care about the basic underlying principles by which we've operated for almost 250 years. But we're probably not at the pace that we're going at right now. We're probably not going to make it to that full 250. We're 1 year away. But unfortunately, 2024 is the year. 2024 is the year that we have the election. 250 is what, 2 years away? You can't argue against illiberalism. What I miss the socialists and the fascists, because when I argued with them, they didn't pretend to care about democracy. Actually, the socialists did, but like we could get into it and like talk about the democracy aspect. There is no avenue by which to change these people's minds. There is no avenue by which to show them that they're wrong. There is no avenue. And that's terrifying. I back off on watching politics and content all day. Yeah, no, and I understand that. I totally understand that. Unfortunately, now I've locked myself in too deep. I should have gone with a general business degree instead of switching to political science. I should have. Because even if all the bad shit was happening, I'm a white guy, right? I could probably just like skate by. But because I have a political science degree, or I'm working on that, I almost got it. I'm locked in. I can't get out of this now. I have to pay attention. They do genuinely think you are evil. And that's the crazy thing, because under my conception of what it means to be a American and what America is they can do whatever the they want as long as they're not forcing me to do something that I don't want to do. No, I understand, Jerry, but like they would think that I'm evil too. They would don't get it twisted. To quote everyone's favorite streamer, Trainwrecks, don't get it twisted. They probably would think that I'm actually evil because I support trans people, like not getting with in the media all the time or harassed at school or shit like that. Democracy is not super important. It's not that difficult to argue against it. Okay, to be like that's not what the conversation is. I would say democracy is super important. When you're saying democracy is not super important and it's not difficult to argue against it, I understand what you're trying to say. I do think democracy is super important. It's not difficult to argue against democracy, but it's also not difficult to argue against fascism or socialism or monarchism. I don't know who the quote is from, but the quote is, democracy is the worst form of government except for all the rest of them. You said previously, so I don't know exactly what you're referring, like, or like what point you're trying to get across. Like, I think it's super important. They seem to think it's important, but they don't care about democracy, and I do. Maybe there's just like a miscommunication because Republicans, or just like even broadly conservatives, are constantly talking about democracy and how we need a democracy and blah blah blah. But you said you'd rather fight socialists because they don't pretend democracy matters to them. What I'm saying there is, when I was arguing with fascists and socialists, there was not this pretense or this lying to themselves that they like democracy. Some socialists, yes, do lie to themselves and say that democracy is important, but they don't actually think that because they would take away people's voting rights for basically no reason if they disagreed. So, but what I'm trying to say is it's okay to be wrong. You're going to trigger the out of me. I love it. You see progressivism on every box of cereal, every major corporation, business, education, and financial sector, while they see zero of their own values pushed. That's because the values that I would think that they're trying to defend are like family values, strength, self. What's the word? There's like a fancier term for like picking yourself up by your bootstraps, self motivation, stuff like that, right? But the thing is, overwhelmingly, those things are just taken as a personal responsibility, sure. But so many of those things that conservatives want to defend are just taken as a given. Do you know how many actual leftist, socialist, communist people I've heard say we should destroy the family structure? I can't think of a literal single, as someone that knows an unbelievable amount of leftists, both online and off, there's not a single one that at a just baseline hates the family structure. There are some that have the stupid Maoist, everyone live in communal barracks and wear the jumpsuits and stuff. But overwhelmingly, the values that conservatives are feeling threatened on are just, the reason they're not pushed is because everybody just agrees, right? It's kind of like how I feel when I see leftists push well, actually, no, because that's kind of change. Let me think. What's you shouldn't be racist. I think that liberals probably need to be more discerning with who they're calling racist or campaigning on anti-racism and shit like that. Not because people should be racist or because I tolerate racism, but just because most people agree. Yeah, racism is bad. Do you know how difficult it is to have a conversation with a Republican about racism when they don't like racism either? We need new words for things that are new. Racism is normal, sadly, we can't defeat it. I'm not saying defeat it. Like, I understand what you're saying there, but like, you can try and minimize it in your society through multiple different means, yeah? I can have a conversation with you about racism. Yeah, I mean, like, you're more than welcome to join the Discord. There's a couple of things I kind of want to like look over. Racism is just like not the top of my mind right now. But if you ever want to talk, you can always ping me in the Discord. Just join. There should be a link in the description. But Demon Mama? Well, I don't even know if Demon Mama is against the family structure. Like, even if Demon Mama of all people in the world, Demon Mama is not explicitly against the family structure and is instead, and this is the credit I'll give her, I'm pretty sure her stance would be the family, the nuclear family is not the only way to live your life, right? And there are other family organizations that are totally valid or whatever, right? Soy. Yeah, I'm sure I can find that opinion a bunch of places, but like, to her credit, she doesn't hate the family structure, I don't think, unless someone can like point something out to me that she said. But like, I'm trying to be good faith here, you know? I'm in the Discord. Well, oh, you're in the Discord? Well, yeah, just like if either later in the stream or today or next stream. But right now, racism is not the topic. Otherwise, I would. I don't think anyone comes in good faith to each other anymore is the problem. I don't know if that's true. Societal, like on the full societal scale, I would say on the, like when it comes to like the talking heads, I don't think that there's very many good faith like talking heads where people get their opinions from and their information from, right? Everyone comes to the table to prove they're right. Yeah, but like I come to the table to prove that I'm right, and I like doing that, and that's fun for me. But for me, what's important is being correct and not living in delusion, right? I don't want to live in delusion. Pause. I forgot to pause this game the whole time. Pretty sure she's radically anti-hierarchy and thinks that the family structure should be kind of obliterated. Well, if that's the case, then she's... Yeah, 100%. Just if you either ping me in the Discord or shoot me a direct message to remind me next time I'm live, yeah, we can have that conversation. But like good faith is coming at something genuinely and not trying to find like weaselly ways to get out of like difficult parts of conversations and shit like that. Right? I would say that's probably a big part of being good faith. Let me just open up all this. You're American, you have political opinions that aren't right-leaning? Okay. Well, I used to be a socialist, so maybe I'm moving closer towards the light. Ask yourself this, and I've done it, and the problem is we don't co-rule the country. If Biden gets elected, he probably will not sign any conservative policies, and the same with Trump. I don't see him signing any progressive policies, even if the laws are passed. Well, what is a progressive, like a major piece of progressive policy that Biden has gotten through? He's gotten through spending bills, but those are not like on the scale of, what do you call it? The scale of things that are, I can't think if I'm clicking on the game. Like progressive policies, I would think like universal health care or something approximating that, land back to Native Americans, reparations for Black people. Like those are like progressive policies. I can't think of any like progressive quote unquote policy that Biden has enacted, like even economically, Rebel Mango. I feel like when someone says family values, they just mean non-gay families. They're just like thinking this is what they're trying to say is mom, dad, kids. But like, I feel like that can shift pretty majorly. I think that people can learn to not care if someone's gay. I have faith. Did I close out my YouTube chat by accident? Where did it go? My YouTube chat disappeared forever. Okay. Pop out chat. I have to fix everything here now. Let me look at what Kick is saying. I've been paying too much attention to YouTube. Schools are oppressive, yeah. I come with my strongest arguments for issues and let people rip them to shreds so I can further my self-enlightenment. I mean, that's kind of what my experience online has been, you know? I think the problem is the bad faith of the commentators. I think there's bad faith of commentators. I think that like one major problem that like, it's like now a meme, but it's like actually like an incredibly major, horrible, like unbelievably like societal, like wide problem of actual Russian and Chinese misinformation. People that hate us, that are trying to convince us all to hate each other and to be ungovernable so that we can't oppose them. And there's so much, I can see it now. After I've seen so much of what an example of what that might be, I can see it now. It's terrifying. There is no convincing. I hate Sondsol. Very true. I hate myself too. Okay, now let me catch up with YouTube chat. So there's no leader trying to gather all the people anymore. Well, I think that Biden tried that, but I think that it was a lost cause. And the reason it was a lost cause is because the Republicans were never going to ever give him a chance. First off, because he beat Donald Trump and he stole the election. And then second off, and this could be a miscalculation on Biden's part, or it could just be, you know, like they were never going to ever accept him. I genuinely don't know which it is, but he tried to delineate between regular conservatives and MAGA conservatives. And I don't think that was ever going to, go over well. Like, even if they were ever going to give him a chance, it wouldn't have gone over well, but I don't think that they would have given him a chance. Conservatives would rather limp than be pandered to. I don't know what that means. That was like a month into his presidency. See, but like, if you take what he means, right? And this isn't a like, oh, well, Trump's just like really bad at speaking. Like, what Biden was trying to do was trying to delineate and say, okay, the MAGA shit is crazy, but I can work with Republicans. I can work with conservatives. I've worked with conservatives my entire political life. I can definitely do this, right? I think that if you hear what he's trying to say, what he's very, very obviously trying to say, throughout that speech where he makes the distinction like 30 times, he's trying to say, look, I'm with you guys too. I will work with you guys. And he did. He did work with the conservatives. Hence all of the massive spending bills he was able to get through. He couldn't have gotten those through with just Democrats. I don't think there's a single one that he got through with only Democratic votes. Did he? Jack Posobiec seething over Biden.
Elections are about the future.
Uncanny Valley about him and all the people he was with. It was actually like uncomfortable, dude. The bills that were done with budget reconciliation were done without the Republicans. I thought that there was such a big fight over the filibuster. I can't remember back 3 years for every single bill. So you might be right on that. In fact, you probably are, because I know who you are. You being who you are is a good marker of that being true. Maybe this is just me being a debate bro, but I don't think you should trust your commentator who's not willing to talk to somebody of their equivalent size about the topic. I don't know if that's the line that I would draw, but I think that like if your commentator gets called out on lies on a consistent basis and never changes the way that they do shit, I think that that's the line for me. And that was the line for me with Vaush. Thankfully, that was well before the pedophile stuff, but let me see here. Let's just pretend they're not shills like Destiny, like Vaush, like any major political commentary person. Their goal is money. Their concern is power. Their want is global reach. I don't know. There are some that I would say that about. I don't think that I could say that about Destiny. I don't think I could say that about Vaush. But maybe, like, I could see it more with Vaush if he actually somehow broke into the mainstream more like Destiny is. But, like, I don't know. There are a lot of major political commentary people on the internet that I do think are like that, though. They're like, maybe if I just get enough views on my videos, maybe Trump will ask me to be one of his advisors or something, you know? I'm a nihilistic libertarian. I'm nihilism. I'm not a nihilist yet. I'm not like completely doomer on it. Here's the truth. If society sees a people being forgotten, they can ignore the law. Wait, I don't know what you mean. They can ignore the law. What we need is conservatives raising the LGBTQ flags and them raising the cross. I don't know what you mean by they can ignore the law. But like we did, especially like under Obama, like even under Trump, we did see a kind of disregard for rural America and conservatives. Like Trump spoke to their like most base desires, like all the people that I don't like, and these people are haughty and blah, 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 blah. They don't care about me. They're coastal elites. But like, what did he do for like, are we significantly after Trump, like out of poverty in the deep South? That's a real problem. Are these towns like still dying? That's a real problem. I would say that Biden's probably better for that because he's been investing in like major manufacturing in places like Michigan, Ohio, Nevada, Arizona, and I think we also saw that in Mississippi he was doing something big. So like we can see that these manufacturing jobs are being brought back. They're being brought back under Biden, not under Trump. I pinged you. If you're interested in a debate with someone, feel free to message me, Sondsol. I've watched some of your content. I like it. Found it a couple of weeks ago. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Meaning they can do the noble action in spite of the law. Well, listen, I don't think that rising up against the government is a noble action when like the worst that's happened is like, again, objective markers of quality of life expectancy, of, you know, economic outlook, of prosperity in the United States has gone up and up and up. We've just not allocated those things correctly. I don't think that warrants overthrowing the government. And if they think that they're actually like anti-American pieces of shit that need to go. I shouldn't say shit like that. I'm just frustrated. Well, welcome. For people that are new, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Kick, I'm Sondsol. I am a political science student. I like to talk about politics. I like to argue about politics. We talk about all sorts of fun things on here like drama and politics. And I like to argue with people and chat about a lot of different things. Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't like to shill all